Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Masks Monday. We are up to session 25. That's quite a big number, isn't it? Quite a historic number of Masks of Nyarlathotep. And, well, we'll see what happens in a few minutes. But before then, shall we introduce the characters and get a summary? Shall we start off with, it's Mr. Dillon again.
Yes, I'm Mr. Pranit Dillon. I once used to be a renowned soldier. Now I found out what my really passion is. Accompanying myself with these lovely folks, they inspire me to be, how do you say that, an imbecile. So I'm just striving to find other ways to be the best possible imbecile.
It's definitely a worthy qualification. And Perry? Who is muted?
Yeah, Perry Astor from Explorer out of Calgary, helping the this expedition since New York. Owes his life at the moment to Pranit, who pulled him out of the desert badly wounded. Just trying to recover as he moves towards, I'm sure, a more dangerous next expedition into the pyramids.
We shall see. And Françoise?
Hello, my name is Françoise Pelletier. I am here to solve a mystery, and alongside me are these people who get in my way.
Okay. And finally, Winston.
I am Winston Greene, who has found out just before we went on air that I'm decidedly below average.
Wow.
But
is this in character still?
It's the little things that test us.
Keep it decent. Let's not talk about your little things.
The little things is the point.
It's not meant to be that pointy.
Anyway, yes, I'm playing Winston Greene. I am the archaeologist of the group. I'm about the only one who knows his way around a temple, possibly the only person who knows his way around a pyramid, and about the only person who so far managed to not shrivel up at the very sight of Françoise going off on one.
This is a lie. He totally shriveled up.
Again, we go back to the below average.
Moving on. I'm going to choke on something in a minute. Do you have a summary for us?
Yes, we came, we saw. We got a telegram from Faraz Dajar telling us to find a wise woman, Nuri of El Wasta. We also got the official papers from the American Embassy allowing us to go and visit the site at Memphis. We went to El Wasta, had to go and find out where it was. It's one of these little places that isn't on a map. Went there and we found Nuri and her son. He had been a digger for the Carlisle expedition. He was badly wounded. There was an attack by multiple winged serpents that sounded very similar to the one that everyone else but me saw in New York. And he was very badly injured. And then another attack happened at his village in which his mum was very badly injured to the point where she couldn't actually speak because her jaw was pretty much wired. We were given part of a stone tablet that we believe it was part of a protection rune or symbol used at the Red Pyramid at Dashur. We had a very long discussion about the possible locations of the underground chamber at Myserina. And I did have this spell. We got this spell that had been translated for us. And whilst I was completely useless in actually learning it, Perry and Françoise did actually learn this spell, which was a spell of protection. Bought supplies, and then we went to the Clive Expedition. And whilst I, in a wonderfully selfless act of aggrandizement, managed to keep everyone sort of focused on me, Françoise had the most difficult, an even more difficult challenge of actually having to charm someone. Although she did succeed in that rather spectacularly, it has to be said. She did attempt to take the notebook that Mr. Gardner was writing in. However, that didn't succeed. But as it turned out, it wasn't really the notebook we were wanting anyway. We did meet a woman called Joanna, who's German and is somewhat fascist tendencies. Almost expected to find a swastika tattooed somewhere on her navel, but we didn't investigate. Gardner reiterated that his thoughts regarding the possible location of a chamber or an underground section could either be through the chamber where the sarcophagus went missing, or the nearby temple might find a way in. However, these are theories of his, and he's not actually been able to investigate and actually elaborate on them. We did briefly meet Dr. Clive, who's a very well-spoken Yorkshireman, which is possibly a contradiction in terms. And he was polite enough, but it was fairly obvious that he was we were there on sufferance and he couldn't wait to get rid of us. As we were leaving, Pranit had a conversation with Agatha Broadmoor, who is this psychic who suddenly came out the tent and just bounded up to him and started talking to him. She did say that she'd had a dream about Françoise trying to kill her in her sleep. Can't imagine how anyone would think that of Françoise.
I prefer to
I said
think
that
of
with
it
a straight face as well. But she certainly believes that believes that she is a psychic and is able to. She keeps tabs on people, she said, although she wasn't going into specifics, and said something about ascertaining the information about the site. Given that she's a medium, or claims to be, we can only assume that she feels that she's talking to the spirit. She did a sort of infer that in our conversation, that she talks to the spirits. And we left the dig site at a brisk pace back to the car and drove our way back to Cairo. Françoise sent a telegram to Miss Carlyle, just explaining the ongoing situation. We did. I can't remember whether we did actually send the telegram to Faraz about if he knows anything about the other half of this stone room, this tablet that we have. But that's pretty much where we left it.
It was indeed. So give yourself a D8 of luck, Mr. Greene.
6.
6. Okay. Usual then, just ticking off. So, Françoise, you're on 92 sanity and 15 luck now?
No. This is not correct. I expect better.
Okay, well, what is it then?
Even the keeper
My
is not
sanity
immune.
is 92, but my luck is 3.
3. I haven't really been keeping track of luck last week, so it might be.
It is 33. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, but,
87.
I was going to say.
Becky spent a lot of luck to get things down to like hard and extreme passes as
Yeah.
well.
I do vaguely remember. Perry, you're on 74 sanity and are you on 35 luck?
That's correct, yes.
Oh, okay, it's Benny. Okay, cool. And I've got rid of your major wounds as well for you too. Pranit, you're on 61 sanity and 12 luck?
9.
9 luck. Okay. 9. And Winston, you're on 82 sanity.
Sanity and 18 luck.
And 18 luck. Okay, so I did get that.
And I do have a bonus die.
Yes, a few people have bonus dice, not just you.
I just
Winston's
wanted
always
to
got
put
a
that out
bonus die.
there. I haven't had a bonus die in a while, actually.
No, true. Right, yes. So it is about 1 o'clock, if I remember rightly, when we last left. Excuse me. You did manage to have a little bit of a discussion in the car on your way back. You don't think you were followed, certainly from what you could see. However, given the journey back, yes, there is sort of the barrenness of Dashur and where the actual pyramids are. But when you sort of get back towards the Nile, it's tons of trees everywhere. So maybe, but you don't know. But yeah, so you get back, and it's definitely sort of well within to the peak heat of the day, since things are starting to warm up a bit now in Egypt. So I believe your main priority is, of course, to go to Giza. However, is there anything else that's on your mind at the moment? Anything that you want to do?
No, especially no. Apart from I'm still reading up on these books and trying to learn this blooming prayer.
I think probably the only thing we need to do is find out which room this sarcophagus disappeared from. And I think that's as close as we're going to get as where to start.
No, I already got this where to start, you imbecile, you were not listening. However, we do need to restock our supplies because we have just used a load.
Yeah, I believe Barry also wanted to buy more dynamite for the actual
Dynamite.
sarcophagus.
More water, more torches.
Mining tools.
Mining tools.
Yeah,
I
we
can
wanted to
try more
buy-
dynamite. I can go back to my contact where I got this last lot from and try again.
The place that we are starting from, it was several weeks ago and I have forgotten. I'm looking it up now in my report, but it is not there. That is so frustrating.
What do you mean, place where you started? Sorry.
So hang on. There was, I'm sure that I put a note on, in terms of where we're going to start at the pyramids. There was a temple.
Yeah, there's a couple of places. There's the actual pyramid itself, potentially like chambers under there, and yeah, there's a causeway, and at the end of there's supposed to be like the site of a temple. You don't know how uncovered it is, but
so
it
was either there, or did he say the other end? I can't remember what he said.
No,
now,
the actual temple. The actual pyramid. Sorry, the actual pyramid.
He said there were two places. So
Yeah,
temple
the
or
pyramid.
yes,
The
but it was the smallest pyramid, wasn't it? He said.
But again, that was where they actually found this mummy in the first place.
I was sort of assuming it went missing from the chamber it was in via a sort of secret passage. That's the way I sort of interpreted it.
Well, the
No,
information
no one
you've got
carried
is
it
that.
out because it was guarded, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, yeah, it was basically, but also there was only one entrance in and out of these chambers in the pyramid. It was very heavy, so it would be unlikely anyone could actually carry it out, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's a case of like whether you want to try the pyramids or if you're thinking maybe further afield, that kind of thing. But obviously, it's a big area, so it's up to you, really.
I was sort of thinking because it was so big, it was moved a fairly short distance.
The players are all deep in thought.
No, I'm just waiting for someone else to speak.
Answering your question again, Jason. I don't believe there's anything we'd like to do other than buying supplies and dynamite, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless I am to be proven an imbecile for forgetting something else.
No.
No, we need, as I say, we could do with mining tools.
Yeah, we were talking about
Helmets.
Well, not
Helmets,
pickaxes, shovels.
Yeah.
Are you planning to go sooner rather than later? So, I mean, obviously, I'm not kind of trying to steer you away, but bear in mind it is going to be hot out there, at least on the surface. Yeah. But if you're happy to put up with that, then that's fine.
Also, there's going to be tourists.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, given you've only seen it from a distance, Pranit, you don't know how long they stay for. But yeah, it's a big sort of plateau. Obviously, the pyramids have been there for thousands of years. There's going to be, you think, tourists of some nature. There might even be other digs going on at the minute. Although you've not heard of any come up in terms of Penhew Foundation sort of thing.
I can't decide actually if it would be better to go by evening or night rather than now. But then again, I mean, if we are going now with digging equipment, we may pass through as actual expeditioners of some sort, in case someone asks questions. That is. What do you think?
Well, I think that today is pretty ideal to gather provisions. I think we need to go at night, otherwise there will be tourists there. And they're going to say
at night as well.
What you're going to be doing, going into with all those shovels, dynamite, pickaxes.
Just one thing concerns me. What if something similar to what you guys dealt with at that mansion is near the pyramids?
Right, it's possible.
Because we don't. I mean, at this point, we speculate. But you went there when it was nighttime.
Yeah, there isn't actually anything we can do. We can't send them a telegram telling them to spend the night in because we got something to do back there. I mean, if we are going to find them, we're going to deal with them as Perry and I did. And now there's four of us. If some of us die, it will be Françoise's fault.
Why you say this? This is a stupid thing to say.
Ouh là là, je suis désolé.
I I rarely make errors.
Oh, the sass is flowing tonight.
You do not see me launching raids with only half of our number. Not even making it to the target and endangering the lives of my colleagues, do you? That is not my way.
I wouldn't say
Again,
so much, though.
the need to find minimum safe distance is sounding good round about now.
All right, so we buy supplies and go there when the sun sets.
Of course.
Yeah, I think they'll be too busy beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, given the fact that it's about 1 p.m., as our generous keeper said, I mean, there's plenty of time to do both.
Also, it is too hot for walking around in the sun.
I'm sorry?
It is too hot for walking around in the sun.
All right.
Well, I guess you'll be discussing this back at the hotel, won't you? Either sort of over lunch or something.
Yeah, the car or the lobby, depending on
We've got a long
what you
drive back.
see.
It is. It's about an hour actually back to the
We're
hotel.
probably talking about this on the way back, I expect.
Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. In that case, then once you get back to the hotel, you're almost kind of immediately approached by a concierge who appears to have been manning the front desk, and says, almost a bit sort of flustered, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you. You had a phone call. Please come. And he kind of sort of takes you back to the desk. And says, just a few moments ago, an invitation to dinner. Mr. Al-Shakti invited you to dinner.
Unfortunately, we are very busy tonight.
Is this at the hotel or somewhere else?
He gave me address. Basically, it seems to be another hotel, but sort of closer to the Nile, sort of on the river, all very kind of fancy and suave, etc. When you say Françoise, you're busy doing stuff, you can see he looks even more kind of concerned and says, with all due respect, he was quite adamant not to turn down his invitation.
I am sure that is the case.
Who has two thumbs and doesn't give a fuck? Françoise Pelletier.
We will discuss the invitation over lunch and provide you with our answer after we have eaten. Thank you very much.
Okay. Would you like me to call?
No,
No.
Not yet.
we will find you once we have had lunch and properly discussed this intriguing, interesting invitation.
Oh, okay.
You seem to know Mr. Al-Shakti. Do you?
No, not no, but he was very certain to me on the phone. And yeah, you can see kind of sweat coming down his brow a little bit. Any of you can make me a no roll?
No. Right, nice.
All right. Let me see. That's a pass.
It's education, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, pass. Hard pass.
That's a hard pass for me as well.
My education was focused on Europe, of course.
Of course, because that's all there is really. Yeah. So apart from Françoise, then you get sort of general etiquette of sort of business in say Egypt, Iraq, places like that. That business is quite a sort of high formal thing. Like if you're to turn down an invitation already, it's quite a kind of formal, convoluted thing. But if it's coming from Al-Shakti, it could possibly be even more complicated than that in the nicest possible way.
Yeah, I didn't need a no roll for that, frankly. But at the same time, that has awful overtones of what happened in London, and I refuse to repeat that mistake.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello, Shock.
Hello.
Hello.
So are we postponing our trip?
How we
No.
bugger.
It could be that great opportunity of meeting Bad Guy where he explains his plans while stroking a white cat.
Yes, but seriously, we have this same problem in London where they were all over us and they were running us, and we made so many mistakes that we should not repeat.
Yes, I'm also very worried by the very idea that he's inviting us for dinner.
Yes.
Well, at least
Other than the fact
hotel
that other than the fact that he knows where we are staying.
Well, there is that. Also, the fact that he doesn't actually clarify whether we're going to dine or be dined on.
At least it's another hotel and not his private residence. So who's been invited round to his house would be in real trouble.
He probably knows we intended to burgle it.
He might have had a contact from Gavigan in London.
I doubt it's that simple. It's probably because we made too much noise here. And when I say probably, I mean that is certainly the case.
Not looking at anyone in particular, obviously.
Of course not. But no, we have been to the Teak site now as well, because let's face it, our cover was blown the moment somebody went to the museum.
She's never letting go, Winston. She's never letting go.
And I shrivel even more so.
I mean, where's Winston meant to go when he's in Egypt apart from the museum?
He was meant to go to the museum after we had dealt with the man.
With the men.
It was a matter of waiting a couple of days. How impatient can you be? Oh no, I must look at the books. It's like I can read so much in the 2 days.
Yeah, what time is the...
That's like taking an opiate. That's like telling an opium addict not to go to the den for 3 days.
You read a book you've already got for a couple of days. How hard can it be?
Given translation, pretty hard.
What time are we invited to dinner?
7 o'clock.
Then at 6:30, I suggest we start our other task.
Yeah, we can still do both.
Why not both?
Why go there at all? What is in it for us? We should telegram him back and say, please incentivize this.
And just to state it for joke, it's not the case that Winston and Françoise don't like each other. Françoise is an equal opportunities emasculator.
No, Françoise doesn't hate Winston. She's just disappointed in him.
Yeah, that's worse.
Oh, it is worse.
That is much worse.
I don't hate you. I'm just disappointed.
I'm just disappointed. I'm not angry. I'm just.
I mean, if you wanted to find out, what he wanted,
again.
If you wanted to find out what Shakti wanted,
he wants to raise the Black Pharaoh, obviously.
Well, yeah, he does. Yeah, but from us, if he's planning on killing us, if 2 people went, then obviously.
No.
It is not hard to read a man like that.
Well, he doesn't catch us all. There's no point in killing just 2 of us. He still has a problem.
No, he's not going to kill us. He's going to size us up and understand who it is that is investigating him, and then he'll do something down the road. But why
we'll send Françoise then. You'll know he's in trouble.
I could give him a piece of my mind. I don't know what it would achieve. He'll still come for us later. Either way, he is coming for us later, whether we go or not. It makes no difference. The only difference is we'll know what he looks like when he comes for us. Well, we know what he looks like anyway. We have pictures. We'll have been able to size him up and get the cut of his jib What do we need the size of his jib for anyway? It is a 17th century sailing boat sail. Stupid expression. I hate this language.
There we go. There you are. So we still need to go then, obviously.
Well, I just think it makes no difference either way. At some point down the road, the man will come for us. He just wants to know who he is coming for. He wants to know if we can do spells or some shit like that. Who cares? It is his benefit it serves, not ours.
So that's a maybe then.
That is a middle finger.
I think Françoise is being just a tad on the fence there, and I think you need to come off the fence really.
It is
No,
flipping the ibis.
Look, here's the situation. I don't see any positive for us to go to this meeting. The only thing I think will happen is that he won't kill us tonight.
Indeed. I think the same. So the question is, in turning him down, what can we achieve? We should be looking for delaying him coming after us as much as possible. So, I suggest we respond with, I'm sorry, but we are out of town for a week, but we would be delighted to speak to you in a week's hence, or however it is said in English, stupid language. That way we are delaying him and cooling him off a little whilst we can go about our stuff. We change the chasing us down from a few days to a week. We give ourselves some air to breathe.
Yeah.
Plus
I'll go for that.
Plus we get a free meal.
Yeah.
Why, you want to
But
go?
other than that, it's basic logic. But if we are out of town, we are not able to respond to his invitation.
No, we can send the invitation. We can send the reply. We've already said to the concierge that after lunch we would give our measured reply. So what we're doing now, we're getting Françoise' full-throated version of the reply, and then one of us will come up with the polite version.
So, I suggest we also change hotel.
Yeah.
Preferably not to the hotel that he's invited us to.
It is a little bit difficult to city because it is devoid of good hotels.
I think it's a good precautionary measure, but because this is his home ground, I don't know how much use it will be. But it's worth a try.
It is a big city, at least.
Yeah, but the only problem I have with that is,
If he's got people watching it and watching the hotel.
yeah, they could follow us to wherever we go to next. B, it means that we're having to reorientate ourselves.
So you think we should just stay here? In that case, we don't give a reason for a delay. We simply change the date on him. We would be delighted to attend on and give a date.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
At least delays things a week.
Unfortunately, due to sunstroke, we are unable to attend this evening. However, we are available on the 12th of Never.
We don't give a reason. We just say we'd be delighted to attend and set the date in a week's time. Let him stew over why.
Obviously, the plane just flew overhead of the hotel. Right. See, when you play that back, when you play this back, grab that noise. That's the perfect noise for the cars in your Formula One game.
I'm not writing a Formula One game.
Your endurance race game. Sorry, somebody
Ouch.
spoke Murray Walker earlier.
Oh.
I think Françoise can have a bonus die for this scene. Why not?
Ah, merci.
Okay. So I guess you kind of finish up your lunch, and presumably you speak to one of the concierges at the front desk, do you?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe another one that was scared shitless.
Okay.
Yeah, I wonder if it's worth keeping an eye on the one that gave us the message, or if he's in on. He might be the contact in this hotel, perhaps.
Possible.
No, he looked too terrified. It is not a person who deals with Al Shakti often.
I mean, he's still here. He's not on the front desk, but he's kind of sorting out a curtain like in the lobby. He's still on staff there.
Because wouldn't that sort of note come via the front desk normally?
Well, he was at the front desk. That was the.
Oh, it
that
was. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll just go to the front desk. If it is him, he might well ask for more information. You don't want that. You want it to be a person who is fresh. Because we don't want to give information.
Okay, so yeah, different person at the desk, but again, you think maybe the one's in earshot, whether you care or not. But yeah, he says, yes, are you enjoying your stay so far?
Very much so, merci.
Or very
She's,
comfortable?
Oh, yes, absolutely gorgeous. The rooms are.
All things considered, it is exceptional.
Oh, very kind.
Also, we wish to send a telegram.
Oh, yes, very good. Let me take that down. And you guys have a pen?
It is for El Shakti. El Shakti.
Mr. Al-Shakti,
Yes,
Omar Al-Shakti?
as in reply to this message given to us here.
Oh, I see. Mr. Al-Shakti, yes. What would you like to send to him?
We would be delighted to attend on the, and then I give the date, 7 days' time.
7 days' time, so 14th. He has invited you tonight.
Yes, and we are accepting for the 14th.
Maybe you should. How do I explain? Here in Egypt, it is not considered good manners to do so without speaking to him yourself first.
But I'm not Egyptian.
I understand, but
Oh, you wouldn't let it lie, would you?
there still may be a problem. He is treating this like a business venture, I think. But
Yes, well,
if you
I'm
wish,
neither buying nor selling, so it is accepted for the 14th.
Yes, we are. We have other arrangements for tonight.
He is imposing on us at no notice. We are giving the correct amount of notice. What is the problem here?
no problem at all. No, very well. And yeah, he sort of writes down 14th. I will send this later on this afternoon for you.
As close to the start time as possible.
Yeah, I immediately just hand him over to slide a $5 bill. I consider that your incentive for express delivery.
Oh, but the lady she said later on.
I was just responding to what you said. It's fine.
Yes, we would. We given the importance of this message and the fact that, as you say, Mr. Al-Shakti may feel a tad put out by our message, we feel that it is right, at least, that we answer him promptly. As such,
Yes, very good. I will deliver this for you in 10 minutes.
excellent. Bastards are going to rob me dry by the end of this.
If you keep giving people 8 months' wages as tips, then yes.
I'm
He should be
trying to
running
buy
that
a
message
little
render himself.
loyalty.
Are you taking Salim with you and or Van Hoevelen?
To the temple raid, no. We're not doing that, are we, guys?
No.
I
It's
don't
like
think Van Hoovelen's in on it.
an eyewitness and an idiot.
No, I mean, it's fine. It's just certainly with Van Hoevelen, given with hieroglyphs, I wasn't sure if... you
That's a
wanted
good
to
point,
take him or
actually.
not.
We could
I thought
possibly
you'd
use the
get that.
translate.
Him. Yeah, I don't want the.
I don't think he's in on
Okay.
it. I think he might be good for the hieroglyphs. I think he might also be good for the general knowledge of what happened at the time and where it happened.
Yeah, that too.
Yes.
All right, we can take Van Hoevelen then.
Not that I think
Let's
the
do
other
it.
guy's in it either, actually.
I don't suppose he is, but at the same time, he'll be as scared of Al Shakti as the rest of them. And if he's been approached and Al Shakti knows who we are, then there's a good chance he has been. So it's not that I don't trust him, it's that it's an unnecessary risk, and what do we gain?
Plus, if we keep him out of this bit, if
We
Al
are about to raid an Egyptian historical site.
Yeah, if Al Shakti goes looking for the guide to find answers, if we keep our guide in the dark, he's safe. Can't torture information out of someone who ain't got any.
He might not take torture if he sees us raiding a pyramid.
Well, if he doesn't, if he sees us raiding the pyramid, then he's not going to look for information. And if he does see us raiding the pyramid, then you know. Yeah.
No, I mean the whatever his name is, the helper. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go talk to Van Hoevelen then.
Okay, I mean, he's in the hotel as well,
Oh, of course.
so you'll probably come out into the lobby around the right time.
Just the person. We are going for a little trip tonight into the pyramid. Well, into a temple.
What now? It's getting dark. It's you kind of
Exactly.
missed the boat.
Well, yes. Here's the thing about
Underground, it
wandering
makes no
around.
difference.
I whisper. I sort of
No.
lean into him. I lean into him and whisper in his ear. Here's the thing about wandering around temples and pyramids. It's a little more private when other people can't see you do it.
Yeah, if you're not accidentally falling into a hole and screaming your way down.
Don't worry,
Yes.
we have supplies.
But it is underground. It is not going to have sunlight anyway.
Do you have light sources?
His
Yes,
torches.
Torches,
fine.
lanterns?
Yes.
Then I have nothing to worry about.
Of course not.
Absolutely not.
We even have an experienced archaeologist.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I'm more of a translator, but
I was talking about Winston.
oh,
Hey, that's the closest thing to a compliment I've ever gotten. I'm taking that and running with it.
I know you're experienced. I saw you do it the other day.
Yes, and as I keep telling people, there is a difference between experience and expert.
are you deciding as well? Have you decided you're going to stay at this hotel? You're not.
Yeah.
moving.
Winston rejected the idea of being sensible.
Well, the thing is, it's just if they know we're here, then clearly they're keeping tabs on us. And if they're keeping tabs on us, they're going to know where we go.
Well, this
And
is
all
why
it's
we
gonna
went
end-
for the option of not explaining ourselves.
You know, they're going to know where we go, and if we know where we go, all that's going to happen is they're going to know where we are, and we're not going to know where we are because we're going to have to orient ourselves around the bloody city again. And quite frankly, if we can do this pyramid tonight, then hopefully we won't have to stay in any hotel for much longer. We can get the fuck out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be so sure about this.
I assume that you explain the plan to Van Hoevelen.
Yeah,
Like,
so
then
we're
car.
going into the temple, and if that fails, a small pyramid, and we are looking for a way under the ground. We know there is a secret entrance somewhere.
Okay. Eh, well, hopefully there's not much police anymore. I think they've all gone.
They're not going to be doing the night shift. Who would be
Well,
so dumb?
It depends. It's the pyramids. They're highly sought after. Or certainly what's in them, obviously, because something's gone.
Well, then, don't get caught.
Easy for you to say. So you head across the Great Bridge of the Nile, and the sort of lights sort of dotted along, looking rather pretty actually, especially given the moonlight sort of glinting onto the river. You kind of head out. You head through Giza, which it's not huge like the rest of Cairo, but it's still like quite a lot of houses there. You think, and maybe a couple of suburbs, and then out into the rather black void that is the Giza Plateau. Since of course it is nighttime. But yeah, you head on up to Giza. So just so you know roughly where it is, it's sort of southwest of Cairo. Again, there are three main pyramids that you see, even in moonlight, rather prominently. Mysorene's being the smallest of the three. You also know that the Sphinx is here as well, especially if you're Winston.
Yeah.
There's some really, well, compared to the other three, there are smaller pyramids for kind of queens or maybe other priests, that sort of thing. There's potential temples. It's big. And basically you have to kind of cross this small canal, which almost kind of like a moat. Obviously it's not used as a moat, but almost it could be seen that way, as, you know, to somewhere like this. In terms of, you know, if there's anybody here, no, not really. You do see the occasional person around that you think may be part of a dig, and they're kind of packing up at the moment. But it's not busy. There's not really any tourists left at this point. I guess you park your car sort of relatively inconspicuously, or maybe close to somewhere you can get a getaway.
Yeah, I mean, as close as is reasonable. I mean,
Close is reasonable. Okay. Yeah, you kind of go around the side then of the plateau. So just so you've got a rough idea of where everything is. So when you kind of reach the edge of the plateau, the first thing really you see is the Sphinx, which is just sort of on your right, and the main pyramid nearish to that. That is the what's it called in the Egyptian? Let me get up the Myro map, just so there's no confusion. Because, of course, they changed the names to Greek because all that, and then they changed it back again. Hold on a moment. When it loads. Yeah, here we go. So, so you've got the Great Sphinx. Khafre is the one that is sort of directly opposite the Sphinx. The larger pyramid to the right is Khufu, and he was the dude who designed these 3 pyramids. And Menkore, which is the smallest one, is round to the left side. There's the little photo, by the way, in the Miro board I'm looking at, if you need to look at that too.
Yeah, I'm there.
I know.
But we need to go to. Is it Mizarenus, the pronunciation?
Mycerinus is the Greek name, but the pharaoh is called Menkore, so it's the small one.
Menkore. All right. Yeah, so I think we drive as close as comfortable to the smaller pyramid and then start to look around.
To the temple at the other end of the causeway.
Yeah, I've marked like a little yellow line thing.
Yes, that is where we should begin. It's the temple site.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good. It's fine.
I mean, it's up to you really, but yeah, you can sort of park near the temple.
Yep.
And then start poking around for this way underground. How hard can it be?
So you keep saying.
I sort of at that point I do turn to Françoise and give a slightly exasperated, but
we are not documenting things here for a museum. We are finding a door.
Yes.
We do not need to get away the dust with a paintbrush. We can use dynamite. Pickaxes.
Be careful using dynamite in case we bring the whole lot down.
Well, of course, we start with pickaxe. Well, you will.
I do have my archaeologist tools with me, my little brush and so on. There's no way I'm walking into a temple like this and not having my tools with me.
So when you step out of the car, you get this sort of amazing contrast of cool air, and you kind of feel a breeze coming round as well. It is eerily quiet as well here, and especially given the vastness of the landscape, it is really quite surreal being here. When you kind of get to the actual temple site next to the pyramid, or adjacent to the pyramid, it's almost like a very shallow crater where it's been sort of dug out of the sands, and you can see this sort of skeletal remains almost of sort of different walls marking out various different rooms of varying sizes. You think if you went down there, they would maybe be about shoulder height, maybe a bit taller, depending on how intact they are. But there's a lot of different rooms that you can see. In terms of what they were used for, you're not so sure at this point.
This is not what I was expecting. I was expecting a temple. This is just a ruin.
Mr. Van Ubbelen, were
yeah.
you present where the mummy was found?
Well, not exactly in the room. I was outside at that point, helping with some translations under the tent. But I was close by. Yeah. I mean,
Right.
with this, what do you expect? It is a temple. They have uncovered a lot of it already.
Yes, I can see.
Yes, but we need to uncover the way down. This will take years of digging.
Well, no, yeah. I mean, if
It is clearly not what was used, unless it is being covered back up. So it has to be under
No.
one of the pyramids.
well, I mean, the way I see it, this entrance is obviously accessible somehow. So either
This is
it's
my point.
yeah, so either it's being covered back up to keep it a secret, or it's somewhere nearby, or maybe under the pyramid, or
Right, so we look for something that was recently disturbed. That is what we must try to find. So let us search the area.
Yeah, if some dirt has been recently moved.
okay, cool. So
Or-
you,
Are we here in this temple complex now?
Yes.
yeah, you're in the temple, straight down. If you see that little tiny yellow line, you can't really see the temple in that photo because it's a bit out of date from where you are now.
Oh, it's there, is it?
But
Not,
it's the
not, not
it's,
this.
yeah,
not
it's the
this.
bottom of the yellow line down there. Basically, where the words "Great Sphinx" is, that's where the temple is.
I was going to say, you said something close when the Sphinx is close.
The Sphinx is well, that's the closest thing that you saw on the way in. So there's like a little road. I can even put it on here if you want. Basically, this bit here is the road you came up on. The Sphinx is here, and then the temple is here.
I'll ask Winston, what is this Sphinx thing? What's it for?
That's a very good question, actually.
It will have a tomb underneath almost certainly. Probably a secret entrance also.
That
You can make
actually,
me.
that
Giorgio.
actually wouldn't be such a shocking assumption. In Greek mythology, the Sphinx proposed to kill a man unless he could answer a particular riddle. The notion that the Sphinx hides its own riddle isn't such a... It is a pass. I just want to see whether it's a hard one or not. You know what? I'm going to spend 4 luck to get it to a hard pass.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So yeah, from what you know, it still remains somewhat of a mystery. The Sphinx. There is a possibility that yes, there could be things like a tomb underneath, or maybe even like a passage to another temple or something like that. However, you also know, given you've probably been reading up on it recently, for the majority of the time, certainly in living memory, most of the Sphinx has been covered by sand. Recently, in the late 1800s, they did manage to dig away some of the sand. So right now, and you can kind of see as well to affirm that from where you are, basically most of one of its pores is visible, and there's like another bit as well. But also, you remember from reading up, there is a stele that has recently been also dug out, and it's right kind of in between its two pores, so sort of standing up like this.
A stele.
A stele, yes. So you know, like the one that you defaced back at Mr.
Oh, right.
Gallagher,
An
a
obelisk.
bit like that. No, not an obelisk. A stele. A stele is more kind of almost like a gravestone shaped.
Yeah, a tablet.
Yeah, like a tablet rather than a square block thing. To be nitty. What I'll say with the hard pass as well is you have heard in various, say, magazines and things that it's quite likely that there will be people coming to dig out more of it, maybe even this year. Like it's something that's on the cards, you think?
I relay all of that to everyone else.
Yes, well, it is a place we could look, but the place that our adversary highlighted was here, or the small pyramid is most likely. So this is where we should start. I'd like to poke around, see if we can find some recently disturbed dirt.
Well, whatever it will take a while.
Yep.
We'll systemically do it. There's 5 of us. We'll just walk across shining light looking for something disturbed.
Okay, so you're all going to kind of search the temple area first, right?
So we're going to form a line and just move across looking for anything that's been recently disturbed.
Yes.
Yes, and try not to keep looking at Françoise.
Okay. Have you
I have
all...
not been disturbed. I have disturbed others. That is how it works.
Have you all got a light source?
Yes.
Yes.
I would imagine, yeah.
We made a point of mentioning getting torches, didn't we?
Yeah, I did, but I'm
Could
just
do it.
double-checking.
Could do with at least one lantern going. Actually, get a
Okay.
good broad beam going.
Okay. Did you get one for Van Huvelen as well?
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, yeah. Okay. Make me spot hidden rolls, if you please.
I passed.
I hard passed.
I have a hard pass.
I am going to spend 4 luck to make it an extreme.
Ooh. Okay.
Show
Good
off.
stuff. Good stuff.
What can I say?
Okay. So,
Below average wins again.
Pranit, Perry, and Françoise, you very carefully start surveying with your torch. In fact, what I'll do, I'll just see. Wait, oh hell no way. That's very much fell. So the 3 of you kind of start slowly surveying, looking around in a fairly sort of straight line as much as you can. Like sort of around the outside, you start sort of looking in as well. There's not really anything at all that's been disturbed per se. You get the impression that the site was kind of dug out at least a few years ago, maybe even more than that, and there's nothing recent at all. However, Winston, with your extreme, rather than like you're kind of busy looking, but the first thing you notice, it's not something you've seen, but something that you smelt. And you kind of smell this kind of faint odor coming from near your foot, and you sort of follow it. It's hard to put your finger on, but it's kind of a bit pungent and not very nice.
In that case, I don't want to put my finger on it.
I mean, it's not a thing that you recognize specifically, but it does smell a bit funny. But yeah, you can tell where the smell is coming from. It's basically a hole which you would have missed potentially, especially given the dark. It's small, probably only sort of 1 abreast. Even it's that small. It's almost like a shaft rather than an actual entrance of any kind. Okay. Sticking your lantern down, you can't see the bottom. It is just this thick blackness, and you can really kind of smell this sort of. And given the extreme, what I'll say is that you just catch a glint of something on one of the walls of this shaft, and this sort of shiny, slightly bronzy green stuff that you think is kind of caked around the walls a bit.
I sort of signal to the others.
I told you it would not be difficult.
Even Winston made it.
Especially not with an arcade.
One of us had to stumble across it doing a systemic pattern. How hard can it be? Turns out, not very. Even Winston could find it.
Now that all of you are kind of looking at this hole, you can all give me intelligent rolls if you want.
Pass.
Regular pass.
Just
Perry?
passed.
Perry?
Fail.
Okay. Okay, so for those of you who passed, okay, yes, it is a hole. It looks to be deep. So yeah, it could well be an entrance of sorts. However, the more you look at it, the more you think it's pretty impractical, especially given, like, you've heard, okay, there's potentially a lot of people in this cult. It seems like an odd choice of entrance, really.
So this is likely to be a ventilation shaft rather than the actual way in.
Flume of some sort, maybe.
Oh, what the hell is that sticky stuff? You
Don't-
see Van Hooven kind of take a bit from the wall. Oof. It's really slimy. Like I don't know, like something you find at the bottom of a river.
This is likely not actually an intended shaft, but simply the most direct route to the surface for whatever awoke.
I mean, he's kind of sort of smoothing it back onto the bit of wall, but he says, I mean, that this would not grow here like this. It's way too dry. I don't know if this is because something's being poured down or it's been like rubbish or something's been put here.
Could there be water at the bottom?
No.
It is more likely residue from whatever foul creature arose from the depths.
Perry,
We should try the pyramid.
Perry, do you have your hunter's knife?
I do.
There's a sort of greenish bronze substance on the walls just inside the flume there. Could you possibly get a small sample?
Well, you just seen Van Hooven just scoop a bit up with his finger. Although obviously,
is it just slime?
Yeah, he says it's slimy. Although actually, Perry, you can give me a natural world roll if you want.
Natural world.
Since I believe you have a bit.
If I could find it, I would. Yeah. Which is a 29 on my 35, so that's a pass.
That's okay. Yeah, maybe you kind of get a bit yourself to have a look. It is very slimy. It reminds you a bit of kind of gelatin, but even more sticky and slimy than that. You think it would definitely not grow in an environment like this at all. So either it is from possibly some creepy monster coming up, or it's something like someone's thrown something down, or it's even been deliberately put there. And when you kind of look down, you see it's on all four of the walls, like really quite thoroughly on all four walls.
They may have greased the walls to lower down a person.
Or how big is this hole?
I mean, all of you could fit down there, but only one at a time.
Okay, so it's not a sarcophagus then.
No. I mean, you can't see anything, any sort of recent, like there's no kind of, what's the word? It's not been scraped away anywhere or anything like recently.
So possibly something that's come out and is up here with us.
At the exit of the hole, is there any kind of residue from something having emerged up and then displaced whatever?
No, there's nothing.
Yeah. Otherwise, we would see the slime outside.
And just to clarify as well, this is steep. It's pretty much vertical.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to believe what Van Hooven said, so that something was poured in.
Yes,
rather
to grease
than
the walls
it came
to
out.
help lower someone down to investigate inside, perhaps.
God,
Or
I
it is
hope
part of some ritual.
Hope they're not feeding something down there.
It could be that also. So
Yeah.
this
If
is
we
not-
if we can secure a rope, I can go down.
I would be
Do
very,
that.
very reluctant for anyone to go down there.
It does not sound like the brightest plan, but it does look like it is a way in if he is willing to risk it.
Well volunteered, I guess. Let me get a peg.
He is a soldier after all.
Yes, not quite sure soldiers go on this sort of suicide mission, but
I would have 2 ropes. One tied to you and one you hold that you can tug 3 times for us to yank you back up.
All right. I'm going down with a torch and the saber on my side.
Okay.
can we just make sure this stuff's not flammable before he goes down with a torch?
It is not a blazing torch like from silly
it's a
medieval movies. It's a flashlight.
No, it's a lantern or. Well, actually, yeah. Have you got a flashlight, like an
Yes, we
actual?
said new torches.
Flashlight?
Yeah, we've all got torches and we've got a lantern as well.
I knew you had a lantern, but I was thinking a torch. They're really frigging big in 1920. That's why I was wondering.
All right.
Yeah, they're good. They're good, old-fashioned. They're big enough that they can make for a very nice improvised billy club if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Thump someone over it. Bat.
Yes. So Pranit is volunteering to go down the shaft.
I
Should
offer
be
a quick
absolutely fine.
prayer in the hope that he will return, preferably alive and in one piece.
Mm-hmm.
I also pray that should he come back up, that we get to back to the hotel in Cairo fairly quickly, because he's going to be covered in goo and he's going to smell really badly.
Okay, so you tie hold of the rope, secure the other one in place, blah blah blah, get all that all done. You don't need to make a roll for that because that'd be mean, I think. Although it does have to be secured quite well in place, given it's quite sandy around here, of course. But yeah, you start lowering yourself down. Given the state of the walls, I'll still want a climb roll, although there's no kind of penalty because you have these sort of two ropes.
All right.
Bear in mind, you have a bonus die if you want to use it.
That's the regular path. I'm not using it
Okay,
for now.
no worries. Actually, how long is the rope? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's about 20 meters. That's a reasonable length.
20
Yep.
meters.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're nice and heavy for
For bashing
Okay.
people with.
knocking someone's lights out, literally.
Okay, so with 20 meters of rope, what happens is you slowly almost kind of abseil down, given it is vertical, and this goo is just all over the walls. It's caked all over it. As you kind of head down further, it shows no sign of this shaft ending. You do eventually kind of see a bit of a gradient appear beneath your feet, but only about 20 degrees or so it's still steep. As you kind of approach this bit, you can make me a spot hidden roll if you want.
Of course I do. What kind of question is that? I'm spending 3 luck. No, that's 2. I'm spending 2 luck.
Okay.
It's a regular pass.
Okay. So yeah, you can see that there has been a bit more of a disturbance on this gradient. Maybe as if something's hit it. You can kind of see a bit of the goo has been scraped away. You can even see there's a little bit of just like small bits of rubbish, like bits of paper and stuff like that also appear to have fallen or made their way down here. Do you carry on?
I'm just looking for the translation of the word gradient.
Slope.
As in like a slope.
All right. Pendenza. You could have just said pendenza.
What?
Yes, of course. I'm going further.
I'm sorry, we've left the EU, so we don't speak anything else other than English now. We've lost that knowledge.
Also,
My bad.
also, we require you to register for UK tax.
Oh yeah.
This is
Oh,
the
yeah.
stage. Did you hear about that? Oh my god.
By the way, yes, I'm going further.
You're going further. Okay. You can just about put your feet, if you want to kind of help steady yourself, but again, it is slippery. Having said that, though, your rope doesn't go much further. You get down a little bit, maybe another 10 meters before you run out of rope. This shaft, you can just about put your torch further down, and again it just keeps on going.
All right. So I'm climbing back up, just pulling the 3 times.
Okay. We give it a minute and then start hoisting. No, we're kidding.
Okay. Yeah, so you sort of you see the tugs, you start kind of you wait a minute. As you kind of you just about start seeing his light and you're kind of doing that. Those of you who are not doing the pulling, say, you suddenly hear a faint sound of a coming from back at the entrance, and you see a couple of vehicles pulling up quite
Okay.
abruptly.
I do the pull the coat back so I can easily access my gun and put my hand on it.
Okay. And as you're pulling him up the rest of the way, let's take a short break.
All right. See you later.
I'll walk toward them, actually. That's what I'll do.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, hey, kitty.
Kitty's gone to you. Sacrilege.
No. She's come to help me with the encounter.
What a treacherous behavior.
I protest.
Too much, apparently. Hey, well. Yet again, Françoise surprises me.
How? Why?
Oh, goddamn.
What?
I don't... Nothing.
So you enjoyed that beer in your new glass, Mr. Astor?
Yes, very nice, thank you. Yes, despite the abuse I was getting for drinking it.
Why, was it a terrible beer?
That was, wow, it was nothing special. It was just what I picked up in the cold on the way home. No, but it was nice though.
Yeah. I want to try and cut down the drink this month. Because Christmas and all.
Yeah, I got through rather a lot myself for Christmas, but there you go. What can you do?
Yeah. But I'm brewing my beer currently. It's going rather well.
Oh, you are well done.
Yeah, I did the wort yesterday. So the malt and the yeast are in, and now it's brewing under the stairs, and it's looking really healthy. It's bubbling away, and it's got a nice foam that's apparently supposed to happen. So that's all good. So I need to wait. I think it's about 14 days or so.
It does depend on how strong your yeast is. The
Yeah.
stronger your yeast is, the faster it'll eat all the sugar.
Yes.
So it does depend, but yeah, roughly you can be.
Yeah. I've got some dry hopping to do, and then obviously maturing after that. So it might be ready by Becky's birthday, or it might
Good
not. But I
stuff.
think in the meantime, to carry me over, I might get myself a bottle of Talisker.
Very
I
nice.
think you need to check the wording on your instructions, because I'm not sure you should be dry humping the beer.
Hopping.
Exactly, that's what I said.
Dry hopping would cause dry humping would do too much oxygen in there, I think, at this point.
I'd be a little bit too much warmth for the yeast.
Yes, some sexy yeast.
Yeah, I was quite surprised at that because it's saying that it's like 23 degrees in there, and I'm like, it doesn't feel like 23 degrees, but okay.
It does generate its own heat as well. Like I said before, I've been to the local brewery and got yeast from them. You add that in, the fermentation's a lot faster because it's a lot stronger yeast.
Yeah, this stuff's I don't know exactly what it is, but it is supposed to be quite strong. So, yes. So where were we?
Didn't that surprise you?
Well, you'll see in a second. Yes. So you stride on over.
Not like going up to them. What I want to do is to close the distance, but I still want to sort of move amongst the temple and use it as cover if it turns violent.
Okay, well that makes more sense. I thought you were literally going to stride up and be like, "Who on earth are you?"
No, there are three possibilities. It's either an archaeological dig that was keeping an eye on their dig site, and I don't think that's the case because no one's been there for that long. That is certainly not the public or anything. It could be police saying, "Do you have a permit, and what are you doing here at night?" In which case a gunshot over the head should do it. Or it's a certain visitor who's expecting us for dinner. or his cohorts.
All right, so you're closing the distance. You said you're kind of gonna go into the temple B as like
Yeah.
Right.
So I can use it as cover, and if it is the police, I don't want them to see us pulling out. What's his name? That's why I wanted to move away from the group and sort of close the distance a bit.
Yeah. What is your intention? Are you intending to kind of watch what they do, or just kind of keep hidden for now?
I'm certainly going to observe and react to whatever I initially see. I'm assuming they're going to get out the vehicle, and then I'll be able to see if they're police or if they're cultists.
Okay. Cool. So given I mean, for your height, as in height of a human, it's still quite a big crater. So yeah, you can slip in there, no problem. You kind of have to keep your sort of body pressed against the rock to keep sort of eye level with the ground. But yeah, you can see quite clearly. There's a pickup truck, and there's like another car with them as well. You hear Arabic. You think as they're getting out of the car. A couple of them are armed with rifles.
Mm-hmm.
You also see somebody come out who appears to be white in complexion, but it's quite difficult to see given the darkness. But they open up the back door of the pickup truck and get two people out who appear to be bound and potentially unconscious as well.
Okay, so definitely cultists.
Possibly not police.
Okay, so we want to keep it hidden at the moment then. But my gun is absolutely drawn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Meanwhile, I guess the others are kind of helping with the rope, and Van Huvelen is as well. Pranit, you get out, and you finally kind of feel proper air again, because it was getting a little bit stifling in there. Françoise isn't there anymore, and the other two, you saw her bugger off somewhere with her gun. You can kind of see that there's something going on as well. Like there's a couple of vehicles that have pulled up at the entrance, and they're doing something like getting something out of the truck.
Oh dear, we need to have interlopers.
Yeah, we'll tell
I'm
Pranit
taking my rifle out.
We'll tell Pranit to keep the noise down. We'll turn the torches off,
Yeah.
so there's no light.
Okay.
Yeah.
My handgun comes out.
Okay. Are you drawing anything as well, Perry?
I'll have my rifle ready.
Okay. Good point, actually, with lights. Françoise, are you keeping your lights?
No, I moved away. Absolutely not. No.
All right. Cool.
Moved away from all the lights and turned my torch off. It makes sense to sneak off.
Okay. Cool. What are the three of you still on the main ground doing then? Van Huvelen's happy to kind of follow your lead, but he's looking uneasy as well.
Well, I'm asking Van Huvelen to gently shut his mouth and cover behind the wall.
All right. I'll do that gently too, I guess.
I am literally at this point. I take a sort of step back because I've got a real feeling that there may be some engagement here, and I'm not the person to be at the front in a situation like this. This calls for a soldier or someone who knows terrain and so on.
I think we should take cover. But if they're cultists, it's going to be worth watching them to see where they go.
I strongly suspect, being cultists with these two bound people, they're going to shove them down the chute.
Yeah.
Might be.
In which case, we're going to be in the way.
So we want to take cover.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is, beyond taking cover, is taking a few steps towards Françoise' position in order to give her cover fire if needed.
Okay. I mean, from where you are, you can't see her. You think maybe she's disappeared into the temple area?
I'm going to put the flaps down on the lantern just to dim the lights a little.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Sorry, I'm just looking for some stats. Give me a second.
Yeah, that's not something you want to hear a keeper say ever. Don't worry, I'm just looking for some stats. Not in this game.
Okay. Yeah, so right, so Pranit, you're kind of moving down to the temple area to help give Françoise cover. Perry and Winston, sorry, did you say that you were hiding like properly, or are you just kind of keeping
I'm
low?
sort of keeping low behind a wall.
Well, yeah,
Oh, behind a wall, okay.
We want to move away from where the hole is, but
Yeah.
into cover.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, in that case...
Because there's plenty of cover in this temple with all the sort of
Yeah, okay.
high walls.
In that case, Winston, Pranit, and Perry, can you give me stealth rolls, please?
Yes.
Do it that way. And they will be in your favour.
That's a pass.
No, I failed.
Hard pass.
Okay.
I haven't screwed you over. My God.
Okay. So, Perry and Winston, you kind of slip away. Actually, I should probably do this for Van Hoogelen as well, shouldn't I? Given he's with you.
Well, you could maybe see he was wonderfully stealthy along with us because he was following our lead.
Oh, he actually has stealth. My God. Okay, and he passed. Okay, so the majority of you then you kind of slip away into sort of nooks and crannies. Pranit, maybe it's because the glint of your rifle in the moonlight, but as you kind of head down into the temple area, Françoise, from where you are, you can see that the group of people by the vehicle, a couple are now starting to kind of come your way, and they're the ones armed with rifles. The others seem to be taking these bodies not towards the hole, but towards the Sphinx.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so as these people are coming towards me, I'm still in the dip of the temple, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to. Are they coming directly at me, or just toward the temple area?
No, towards the temple area. You don't think it was you who was seen?
Okay. In that case, I assume one of my colleagues was an imbecile and has been spotted already. Idiots.
Literally, they. You don't think they were previously intending to come up here, but you think that one of them's been spotted.
Right. Well, I must focus on the mission. I will let these boys handle the fight. So, I am going to sneak to one side because my plan is to follow the people being taken to the Sphinx.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is my mission to find the entrance to this place. Okay. And I suspect that will yield results. The boys can deal with the firefight.
Okay. Behind you, you hear the sound of somebody slipping into the temple area as well.
Behind me as I leave, or behind me as I just before I move off?
Just before you move off.
So they've come at us from both sides.
Well, I was going to say, you kind of turn around, you can see from the turban, you think that's going to be Pranit.
Oh, it's a bloody fool, even I couldn't see him moving around. Moron. I thought he was a soldier. Must have been in a shiny red coat.
So, Pranit, you slip down into the temple area. You're not entirely sure where Françoise is at this point, but you're kind of in the crater now.
All right, I'm holding position. Do I see the two armed guys you were talking about?
I think more so hearing them than seeing them, given the angle you're at. But yeah, you can hear footsteps coming and the sound of sort of murmuring in Arabic. Oh, I think there's something up here.
All right, so I'm waiting behind the stone, the wall, whatever I'm behind, for them to go, maybe.
Okay, you can give me a stealth roll.
That's an hard pass now.
Okay. You kind of really sort of duck down into the shadows. You're nicely in the dark now, so hopefully they haven't heard you kind of come into this bit, or else you might be a little bit fucked. But yeah, you kind of wait with bated breath, and you just sort of hear footsteps kind of just going past on the main bit of ground. But meanwhile, the other two of you do hear the sound of these footsteps approaching nearish to where you are. There are two people talking in Arabic. Unless you kind of peek out, which presumably you don't know if they're armed at the minute.
I won't peek out, but I will take out my knife as well as my rifle. Ready.
Okay. Fair dues. Does your rifle not have one of the thingies on the end? One of the spikes?
No, it doesn't.
Bayonet.
Bayonet.
That's
But if I get the choice, if I get the choice, I will kill one quietly rather than shoot him.
Okay. Can I have stealth rolls from you and Winston then, please? As you hear them getting closer.
24. That is that's 4 off a hard. That's a pass.
Pass, okay.
Yeah, basically, I stand up like a goon and just say, "Here I am." I failed spectacularly.
Was it a fumble?
No,
Okay.
but I don't have enough luck point. If I had twice the amount of luck I have, I still couldn't get close to a pass.
Okay. Yeah, you think, okay, how about this? Because basically Van Hoevelen, he did fail, but he does have luck. So what I'll say is, for lols, that you kind of hear him kind of, and you think, fuck, he's going to sneeze, and you kind of instantly go, shut up! But then he holds it in. So it's you who makes the noise. So yeah, you definitely hear the sound of...
My eyes rolling.
Yes.
From a distance.
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. You hear the sound of Françoise' eyes rolling back into her head. Okay. Yeah, so you made a noise and you hear this reaction really quite close by, and you hear the sound of like loading. Not because it's not a shotgun, obviously, but you hear the sound of loading, and you think they're spreading out a little bit.
Oh, I guess I've screwed this now.
We could try and creep away from where we are. Because we must be on the other side of a wall or something. We could try and move away.
Okay, but if this screws up, we're just going to have to take him.
If you're going to do that, you can do it, but it's going to be a penalty given they're already aware of your presence.
Yeah.
Although you do have bonus dice, so you can make up for it by cancelling it out if you want.
Do you want to try and move away, or do you want to stick it out?
I think, honestly, I think they've seen us. They know we're coming. If we can sort of pop. They know the general area we're at, but they don't know exactly where we are. We might just be able to get a drop on them because they haven't got us sighted yet. They've heard us, not seen us.
Okay, we'll stick where we are then. We'll try and stay where we are, stay still.
Okay. Let's see. Which one of you has the lowest luck? I believe
it's Winston.
It's Winston by quite a long way.
Yeah, I get 10.
Okay. Can you give me a group luck roll then? So,
I'm sorry, Barry.
I would like to apologise to the entire group.
yeah, you might still pass. There's still a 10th.
Yeah. You just need to apologize to Françoise.
Mm-hmm.
I failed by 62.
Okay. Fine.
At this point, just failing wasn't enough. I really failed.
All right. So Perry, Are you kind of how are you hidden? Are you crouched down? Are you pressed up against a wall?
I imagine I'm sort of pressed up and back against the wall. Yeah.
Okay. In that case, yeah, you're pressed up against this wall. You're sort of looking around every so often, to the point where you don't even realize that somebody just kind of appears in front of you,
Okay.
in the darkness.
Not from over the top, actually in front of us.
No, just like because you're so busy kind of looking either side, like, oh, is somebody going to be coming round the corner? You're so kind of concentrating on that, you just don't see them kind of in front of you. And they've got this rifle, and they suddenly see you're there, and they shout out something in Arabic.
Oh, the shout, okay.
And
How close are they?
So I can hear them.
actually, yes, I would say that you can hear them from where you are. He's about 5 feet in front of you, so he wouldn't have come from somewhere way out in front of you. You think maybe just came a bit wide?
Is he close enough for me to leap at him and get him with my knife rather than shoot him?
Yes, although he does have a rifle in his hands, and he is about to potentially fire it at you.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a rifle as well. I mean, I could shoot, but I was hoping to do it quieter than that.
What is your dex score again?
70.
70. Okay. Was
Yeah, just to make it clear, as soon as I hear shouting, I go back to the shaft.
okay. Did you say 60? Sorry, Perry.
70.
70. What is... No. Okay. All right. Basically, talking mechanics for a second. When you have a loaded gun, that basically adds 50 to your initiative score. So if you used your gun, then you could potentially shoot before him, kind of Han Solo style. With the knife, you don't know if you will necessarily. You'll have to be super lightning quick.
If he shoots first, it doesn't matter anyway.
No,
Because the whole
unless you
point is to
try
do it quietly.
Yeah. Oh, I see. Rather than, I thought you meant quiet as in like in the grand scheme of other people not hearing, rather than just him. But yeah, if it was just him, then no, you're not going to get away with that.
No. So I might as well just shoot him.
Okay. So you do indeed get to shoot first. However,
Okay.
he is going to as well.
Which is a 27, which is a hard pass.
A hard pass. Okay. He just got a regular, so you get the hit.
What's the which is a 11.
Oh, okay. So basically, you kill this guy outright. So yeah, describe how you take him out.
So as I see him, just as he comes out, steps over a shadow into a ray of moonlight, I just up with the rifle, bam, and just catch him straight through the chest, and he just slumps into a pile.
Yeah, he manages to get out a bit of a shout, which Pranit you recognise as, I found one, but then you hear the sound of a rifle going off, and indeed,
All right, I'm running.
guy slumps to the floor. Françoise, of course, you hear this as well, as does Winston. Françoise, actually, from where you are, you can see turban fellow kind of clambering back out of the temple area. You think maybe back to where he was before.
Turban fellow, you mean Pranit, yeah?
Yes. Yeah, Pranit. Are you still intending to follow the others to the steel?
Yeah.
Okay. Coolio. Ooh, that's a point, actually. Have the others heard? I wonder.
A shot in the dark. Jesus, they must can definitely have it.
Can't fail to hear it, can I?
Wondering if... I'm just trying to think if they would have got there before hearing the shot. I think, yeah, they're pretty far away. Okay. Okay, so you've seen Françoise, these others carrying the body. They've taken them round to the Sphinx, and they've been sort of standing in front of the steel, and the steel has slowly been lighting up in this sort of glowing hue.
Could I be close enough to hear what they're saying? Because I assume they're chanting something.
Make me a listen roll.
I haven't got enough luck, unfortunately. Well, it's close enough to use luck, but I haven't got any.
It's definitely a chant. You can't tell, though, if it's something like Egyptian, maybe, or if it's something just cultish language. It's hard to tell. But this gleaming gets brighter and brighter. You can still see their silhouettes from the light emitting, but then in a couple more seconds, it's almost like the light swallows back into the steel, and they're gone.
Huh. That's a problem.
Open Sesame clearly, or their equivalent of it, is what's required here, not just picking a
Or
lock.
dynamite.
Meanwhile, back to the others. Winston, can I have another group luck roll, please?
Counting me.
You delight in torturing me.
Oh, actually, that's a good point. Pranit, you're on 7. I
Yes.
beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Yay! If this screws up, it's not my fault.
You do the group luck roll, Pranit.
Because if
No.
he makes it,
Okay.
I was worried for a second there you were going to make the roll.
Okay. So obviously you've heard this gunshot going off, and Perry, you've just sort of taken him down, and you're kind of in that split second of kind of acknowledging like he's definitely dead, that kind of thing going through your head. Winston, on the other hand, you almost bump into this other one as you're kind of slowly moving along a wall. He's also armed with a rifle, but he wasn't expecting you to kind of come straight at him, so he's also a little bit surprised. What is your dex again?
I think I'm bang on 50. Hold on. Yeah, 50.
You're 15. You've got a gun. Okay, so he basically, you think he's going to get a shot on before you, even though he's startled. So either you can try and dodge out of the way, potentially, although it is point blank, or try and shoot back at him or maneuver around him.
I don't think I'm going to be able to dodge it. I'm just going to shoot.
You're going to shoot. Okay. Make your roll.
Although, quite frankly, my dodging's better than my shooting. Except, of course, when I spend 1 luck to make that a hard pass.
Oh. What's your gun or fighting skill overall?
Well, firearms is 30.
It's 30. Okay. He's also got a hard pass, and he's a little bit better at shooting than you, unfortunately. So.
Bastard bugger. Balls.
There's no billiard tables around this time.
I was just going to say the same thing. No pool tables.
Oh.
Right. Here, let's get down to the brass tacks of it. Is it double figures?
Yeah.
Is it high double figures, as in sort of high teens?
Yep.
Okay. I have 11 hit points.
I am aware of this.
So I'm very dead.
Yeah.
So he gets you, you think, at least in the near proximity of the heart. You feel it just for a brief second. It just completely blows you back into the sand, and you feel your blood just escaping from you underneath, like the warmth, and that is just a brief comfort, and then darkness.
Straight away. Oh, bollocks.
Oh, it was a lot. The minute Jason said high teens, that was it.
It's what was it? It was
Especially
13,
from-
so over your max.
Especially point blank range with a rifle, and getting a hard pass at that. That was a lock.
Yep. I'm sorry.
No, it's the way it goes.
It is the way it goes.
He survived 25 sessions. I'm doing not bad.
Hey, he did. He did. He did. Okay.
And on his headstone it read, "Here lies Winston Greene." Where was a bloody billiards table when you needed one?
Yep. However, there is still this guy left. And the others, you hear the sound of a gunshot going off. Hopefully Winston's taken him out.
Didn't sound like a handgun though, did it?
Yeah, no, it's not going to sound like a
Actually,
handgun.
Good point. You would know, Perry, it wasn't a handgun, it was a rifle. Actually, you would have heard both going off, come to think of it. Although Winston's didn't hear home.
I'm still running.
You're still running. Okay. What I will say is, given you're kind of running towards the sound, you kind of come across what's happened. You see Winston on the floor, blood just sort of seeping out from underneath him and kind of in his chest area. He's not moving at all. And you can see this guy with the rifle, smoke sort of wisping out. And he sees you, of course, because he's, you're running towards him.
Not for long.
No, not for long. What are you attempting to do?
Shoot him in the face.
I'm going to shoot him in the face. Okay. What is your dex?
65.
65. Okay. Yeah. So you do get the upper hand with this one. He's going to try and fire back.
No, I can't. That's another pass for me.
Okay. He failed miserably.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna eat dirt. My rifle is 1d8 plus 1d6 plus 3. That's 9 points of damage.
Okay. You haven't completely killed him, but you get him somewhere where it hurts. So he kind of slumps to the ground. He's bleeding out. You can kind of hear him gasping, and he's prone at the moment, and he's just sort of looking at you, almost kind of with pleading eyes, as if to do something.
Mm-hmm. Can I do something?
Yeah.
I'm going up behind him, pulling him by the hair, and slitting his throat with my knife.
Okay. And you do so. A very vengeful death for poor Winston.
I want to rush over as well when I hear the shot over to that general area.
Avenge me!
Or stop by Winston and see if there's anything I can do.
Just quickly going back to Françoise in the midst of all this. So now you've seen them kind of disappear in front of you. Are you still intending to go closer?
Absolutely.
Okay. There is also the vehicles as well, bear in mind, which appear to have been left unoccupied.
Mm-hmm.
But you're heading over to the steel, do you?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
You hear another couple of gunshots going off, but yeah, it's fine.
Yes, the boys are dealing with it.
Yes, the boys are dealing with it.
Hopefully
Okay.
Pranit hasn't got himself killed.
I don't know if it says. Actually, it wouldn't be that high, come to think of it. All right. So you get sort of in front of the grandness of the Sphinx, and this thing just towers above you. Even the paws are pretty much your height. It's a little bit terrifying. No sign of the cultists anywhere, and no sign of the glowing anymore either from this steel that you presume is the thing that caused the light to emit. You can just see in the darkness. I don't know if you turn your lantern on or back on, or your torch back on or not, but you can see there's loads of hieroglyphs all over this thing. Very kind of nicely organized into sort of strips. It looks very old, this. In terms of how old, you don't know. You might have to ask Winston.
No, the person I want to ask is Van Hoevelen.
Or Van Hoevelen, yes.
Yeah. But he's not here either. Okay. I don't think there's much else I can do. I mean, I know it needs hieroglyphs, and presumably you read what it says. Some kind of spell or other.
You don't have any occult, but you could give me a Cthulhu Mythos roll if you wanted, just for lols.
Ooh,
Yeah,
just
got a little bit of that. No, it's not worth using a bonus die. It's really improbable. Yes, and I failed.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it could well be to do with like reading something, and you did hear them chanting, but in terms of what exactly, you have no idea.
I couldn't hear it over the sound of the gunshots anyway.
Very true.
Oh well, I'd best go back and fuck up their cars. So I'm going to go to their cars, basically.
Okay. Yes, there's this pickup truck. The doors at the back even are still a bit ajar. And then there's the regular car.
I'm going to search the pickup truck and then the car, including the boot where the people were kept.
Well, the pickup truck is more kind of like, a bit like a small van. So the doors kind of open out like this rather than like a boot. Okay. So inside the back, there's not really much else in here except for like a shrivel of rope, a little bit of blood you can see.
What about the glove box? Is there any ID or something like that?
No, not really anything prominent like that. But you can see there's like a not crucifix. What am I talking about? Like a charm, like you think for Islam.
Yeah, what I'm looking for is there any like vehicle registration documents or something like that, or insurance documents in the glove box?
Oh, yes. I'll say that you find some paper that shows that this has been on loan to the Clive Expedition.
Interesting. So the Clive Expedition very definitely cultists then. No address, obviously. So because it is the Clive Expedition. Okay, I'll check the car. Same again. Any equipment or paperwork in the car?
Okay. Let me think.
Like hotel keys.
Yeah, there's not really much else in here. The only thing that you find, there is a little bit of there's more evidence. Basically, the Clive Expedition have used this car. You think maybe it's on hire, but in terms of the actual booklet in here, it's just being kind of signed by Henry Clive, but there's not really anything else, like no kind of hotel stuff in here or anything.
Okay. Damn. That makes it harder. All the gunshots stopped, right?
They have stopped, yes.
Okay. So the guys have dealt with it. Good. But We need a way in. I think we are going back to the Clive Expedition. I'll find the others.
Okay. As you kind of head back up the plateau and you approach where you think the gunshots were, you kind of hear this shrill, oh my God, oh no, oh God, no, we need to get help, oh God. And obviously it's Van Hoover and he's panicking like fuck.
He's probably wet himself.
I'm trying to calm Van Hoover down, saying that, of course, there's nothing to be done now. And then he needs to collect himself a little bit.
He's just been shot. I can't collect myself. What the hell?
I'll try to take him away from the scene.
Okay.
I'll try and help Winston wherever I can, if it's possible.
I mean,
Ronnie, that's top tier interpretation.
There is a big hole, a puncture in his chest, and it's just been bleeding out for the past few minutes.
Yeah, we'll continue trying to stop the bleeding and check his pulse.
I mean, you can give me a first aid if you want, or what I say.
Where?
You know,
First aid,
somewhere in
that
the
was
heavens,
16.
somewhere in the heavens, my
First
spirit
aid.
is looking down on this and just whispering slowly to Perry, "I'm not a bicycle wheel."
I'm going to spend 1 to make it a hard pass.
Okay, so you kind of think you've stopped the bleeding a bit, and then it kind of goes again. Looking at the sort of pool developing around him as well, he's lost a lot of blood already by this point. He's not breathing. His
Come on,
pulse is
Winston.
stopped.
If you don't stop bleeding out, Françoise will never forgive you.
He's not coming around at all.
Damn. Okay, after working on it for a while, I'll finally sort of rock back on my knees and nothing I can do.
It's worse than that. I'm dead, Jim.
Unless you close his eyes, they just kind of stare vacantly, like completely
I can
void.
do that. I'll do the whole closing his eyes thing.
And Françoise will create a new masterpiece for the corkboard, I see.
Yes.
She's done.
Yeah, I'm looking for it. I can't find it.
I was trying to show you with the mouse, but you weren't paying attention.
Yes.
So I put a big arrow there.
Keep going that way.
All right.
See, Arthur's death was far more emotional than this one. This one's just comical.
So yeah, obviously I'll come across Winston's body sooner or later, and
Yeah,
everyone around it.
you'll kind of you'll hear the sound of Van Hooverland kind of almost crying, you think, round the corner, and Pranit, you think, is trying to shut him up or calm him down. But yeah, you can see Perry's just determined to stop this bleeding, which even you can see is just completely pointless.
He is
Winston
dead.
isn't moving at all.
He's gone. We've lost him.
Yes, it is a shame. Now I will have to find nice things to say about him.
Even my corpse is laughing.
Near him, you can see this other body of you think one of the cultists who you think may have shot him, but his throat has been slit.
Well, there is either we have to do the funeral or we use him to lead the way down the shaft. You see, I found the entrance, but it requires a spell.
Well, you could check that one. Check that one's pockets. There's another one just over there, past that wall. They might have something on.
True, they might. I'll rummage through their pockets. Not yet crying over Winston because it hasn't hit home.
Okay.
So what are we doing? Are we cutting our losses tonight and coming back tomorrow, or?
We do the mission.
What I will do is to throw the two bodies down the shaft.
Let's
Try and
search
cover
them
the
first.
blood with the sand. Put Winston's corpse in our trunk, sorry, and then find a way to send this body back home.
Before you dispose of the bodies, let's search just in case they've got like the words written down or something.
Yeah, sure. If they got some papers or something like that.
They're from the Clive Expedition.
I might have something.
Or these people attacked the Clive Expedition. Actually, it could be that. Because we don't recognize these people from the expedition when we were there, do we?
Pranit, you think that a couple of them may have been with Hakeem, potentially?
Who was the king?
The one that broke into the bulletin.
Ah, right. So, it is possible that they have captured members of the Clive Expedition and taken their cars, or it is possible these are from the Clive Expedition and the Clive Expedition is cultists. Maybe the Clive Expedition has just cleaned house and... oops, that was an accident. Maybe the Clive Expedition has just cleaned house and has got rid of all those non-cultists.
In terms of searching for bodies, you find that both are wearing necklaces shaped like an inverted ankh.
As this death cult again.
You find a little bit of change on them, a few spare bullets. Would they have anything else on them? I'd say that one of them has the keys to the truck.
Okay. I think we should take the bullets, the guns, and the necklaces.
We should also use the truck to get Winston back so that we don't have to lose our deposit on our car.
Well, it was Winston's deposit.
I was going to say, do we want to sabotage the other vehicles? If we're going to use one.
Winston's money will be ours now. I mean, he had no relatives, right? Let's not waste it. No, I wouldn't go there. I'm not that bad.
What if we move the cars and wait for the other two cultists to come back? I mean, they should come back out at some point.
They could do, yes.
Presumably they've only got keys to one of them now as well.
Well, we could
keys
give one of
to
them.
one of them.
Give it a flat tires.
We could take the sump plug out or fill the oil, fill the engine with sand, something like that.
Give one of them 2 flat tires, give the other one break the engine, and then wait for them, and then we'll just be happy passers-by, willing to take them somewhere, and we take them somewhere where we can, here, actually, we don't need to take them anywhere. We'll beat out the spell from them, maybe. I don't know. It seems like such a long shot. I don't think they will give us a spell, no matter what we do to them.
Because I think whatever we do, the consequences for them is going to be worse, being the cult. I think we should put Winston back in the car, like we said, and pick up their bits and pieces and...
Well, it is very inconvenient of him to die like that.
Do we want to ambush them as they're coming out of the Sphinx?
I think it is probably... We need to get in there. And the only way to do that is with this spell, or we can blow up where the shrine is, and hopefully there's an entrance behind, but who knows? It was magic. It could have led to anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
I
Yeah,
don't
what I
think
would do
dynamiting
is,
the Sphinx will keep us low profile for very long anyway.
yeah, I believe we should ambush them near the cars and near the Sphinx. It's up to you.
I think
What's
the
the-
cars, because they could reappear somewhere else, but they will still want to drive back.
True.
Yeah, let's do the cars then.
So we flatten 2 tires on the car, and then we drain some unplug things on the pickup truck.
You can kill one, but not both.
Okay.
Actually, we have the keys to the pickup truck, so why don't we just roll it into the temple area? We'll take the handbrake off.
Hmm.
And then roll it down into the temple. No, they will see that from a distance. We want them to get in the car when we ambush them, and then not be
Yes.
able to drive away. So yeah, we nobble both the cars and wait in the temple area.
Okay. Can I have a group luck roll, please?
Oh shit.
Is it me or is it Françoise?
I think it's me. I've got 3 luck.
All right, I got 7.
May seem harsh, but there is a reason for it.
These characters have done far too many sessions to have luck.
I've been keeping an eye on how long you've kind of been there, approximately, and things.
I failed, obviously.
What I'll say then is, as you're kind of blowing out a couple of the tires,
Or just knife. Stab
or
the tire.
knife, or whatever, yeah. Actually, that's important. How are you doing it? Are you slashing them, or?
Yeah, knife next to the rim, so it's harder to spot.
Yeah, are the other two doing that as well?
Only doing 2 tires, and then the pickup truck will just unplug something in the engine.
Okay. And are you putting Winston's body into the back?
Of ours. Of our
Of
car.
ours.
Oh, your car. Oh, okay, that makes more sense. I was going to say, because then why would you slash the tire? Okay. Who is doing what? Come to think of it.
I'll deal with the tires, because that seems
I'll
simple.
do the engine.
Para do the engine.
And I guess I'm moving Winston's body.
Paris. Okay.
I've got
Nice,
that repair roll, so.
Okay. I will say that Perry, probably from where you are, as you're kind of busy doing your jobs or whatever, Perry, you can see the steel lighting up again and 2 people reappearing.
Okay, so they're coming. Hide.
Into the temple area.
Okay, if you're going to try and get there before they see you, that's going to be difficult. I presume you're trying to do it stealthily, but also quickly?
If I can't get there, then I will hide in the back of the car.
Okay. As in their car?
Yeah. Well, if I can't get to the temple area in time, I am next to their car. They're presumably going to go to the car before the pickup because they've got the keys for the car.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hide the opposite side of the pickup.
So I shall
Okay.
hide in the back seat of their car.
Yeah, their car. Okay, you're going to hide in the pickup. Pranit?
Well, I'm taking Winston's body farther than that. So I shouldn't be in sight.
I mean, again, given it's an exposed area, so whilst you're further away from everything else, you're going to be spotted soonish if you're not careful.
Fuck. Is there any place I can hide down on behind?
I mean, there's under
Otherwise,
the car.
all right, then I'm lowering Winston's body and hiding behind the car.
Okay. All right, so make me stealth rolls anyway, just in case.
I'm going to use my bonus die.
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus die.
Okay.
That's a
It
crit.
didn't help. I forgot to turn the interior light off.
Oopsie.
And I died with my bonus die still intact.
You can
I'll
carry
use
that over
Ronnie's
to the
die.
next character.
I
Okay, so-
failed my roll, and I failed worse with a bonus die.
Oh dear.
Yep, me too.
Okay.
Oh, no. I did do better on the bonus die. I failed by over 50.
Okay. So Pranit, you sort of carefully slink down behind this car. You could sort of carefully put Winston's body aside. You even managed to kind of get it in nice and quietly into the boot, and you're just sort of perched behind, and you think from the angle you should be all right. The other two, however, you kind of stumble a bit. So Perry, you're sort of trying to get yourself out of the bonnet and trying to close it up and rush around and all that. And Françoise, you're kind of fumbling, getting into the back seat, which has a bit of a stiff kind of, you have to kind of pull it like this, and it's really sort of stiff. What I will say though is that you see them from where you are. You see who you think is Hakim, who Pranit was sort of talking about, and you also see Martin Winfield. And you think that they have heard something.
Okay, well, in that case, I shall get out of their car and stand next to it.
If we could see them, are they armed? Obviously.
Um,
And got rifles like the other two.
They haven't got rifles, no. Interestingly, Hakim is not armed. I've got a bit of a choice with Martin. Let's say that he has. Where's he gone? He's got a revolver. You can also see, interestingly, he has a riding crop.
Yes, what?
A riding crop. It's a thing you kind of hit horses with to make them go faster normally.
Oh,
Or
alright.
you use in BDSM.
Or that, yes. So, yeah, you see Martin get his gun out and start marching up, and Hakim follows. And you're just going to stand
Oh, fine.
outside the car, Françoise.
Yeah, I'm just going to
Oh,
stand there. I know
fine.
I've been seen.
How far are you away from them?
Yes.
This whole thing. You're not that far. You're about sort of 15 feet at the most away from the other vehicles.
Oh, I'm pointing my rifle. I'm aiming at Akim's head.
Yeah, seeing
Okay.
Françoise doing that, I want to move out from behind it. I want to sort of brace myself across the bonnet of the van, aiming at them.
Yeah, I got 80 yards, so I'm as a range.
Françoise, what are you intending to do now that you're sticking out like a sore thumb?
Face them, smile to greet them. And as they get close enough, I shall say, Mr. Winfield, it is a pleasure to meet you.
Okay. And it's Hakim who speaks to you first, who says to you, and Françoise Pelletier, what a pleasure to see you again.
Your men, by the way, are dead, and you are surrounded by armed men.
He said again.
You see kind of Martin sort of looking around a little bit as if, are you bullshitting?
There's this one right there, and I point to Perry because he's pretty open. But he is not the only one here. I travel in a group of 4 people usually, but they've brought another one, and I point to Van Hoevelen because he hasn't got a gun. But I won't give away Pranit. So you see, you are surrounded.
You see Martin kind of cast an eye at Van Hoevelen.
You two know each other, I believe.
Yeah, yes. I found the scrolls, by the way. Thanks for the tip.
Now, the ritual to enter the Sphinx placard thing. You will make it work again. You will tell us this ritual.
Make me a psychology roll.
Oh, wow. Extreme.
Okay. Okay, so you can see that Martin's kind of he's floundering a little bit. He doesn't really know what to say, but he can kind of tell that you've got the upper hand a little bit, you think. As for Hakeem, he's being very quiet, but you can see that he is clenching his knuckles very tensely by his sides.
Okay, I'm going to pull out my gun, point it directly at Hakeem's forehead, and when I'm absolutely sure I can't miss, I will squeeze the trigger. I'm going to fuck around. We only need Martin.
Okay. You pull the trigger. Okay. You don't need to roll an attack per se because you're so close. But give me a damage roll at least.
That is an 8.
8. Okay.
Unless it gets bonus for point blank, but I don't think it does.
Not with damage, no.
No.
Where's it gone? Give me a moment. I'm just double checking. Yes, I thought so. I might get you to repeat the damage in a second.
$329 down from the beast, or 8.
8. And you do it in the head, say. Why is part of his stats over the other page? That's really annoying. Okay, so you do get him sort of square in between the eyes, and you see the bullet penetrate. He does knock back from it. He doesn't completely fall over, though. And to your shock, it is still there. It's a wound, but it's not kind of completely knitting back, but it's almost as if you've just kind of scratched it. And he's kind of nursing his head like this. Ah, fuck, that really hurt, you fucking bitch.
Of course. And they will do it again and again.
Give me a power roll.
In case you hadn't noticed, I do not need you. Regular pass.
Regular. Okay. Let me see. Oh, okay. How much does that cost? Okay. Give me a D10 roll, Françoise.
7.
7. You say that so confidently.
Have I been compelled?
No, I like to mix things up a bit. Ah, okay.
I believe I know what went down.
Okay. So, whilst you are very hardened, you've seen many terrible things, and you have kind of developed this sense of resilience, like mentally and so on. You suddenly see these flashes of visions just kind of invade your mind that you cannot get out of your head. You see everything around you just kind of disappear into this horrible boiling liquid form as everything kind of starts collapsing around you, almost like hell is raining down in Giza, and you are compelled to flee far away from here.
So compelled.
Well, not in the kind of compelling to, I don't know, be commanded to do something, but okay, fine. You feel no choice then but to flee. For you are temporarily insane. Can you lose 5 sanity points as well, please?
Do I have a clear vision of Hakim now?
You do indeed. You see this kind of strange wound in his head, but he's still there. He's kind of he sort of shakes himself off a bit, and you see Martin kind of cock his gun and say, kind of with a slight waver in his voice, "Fine, you have 5 seconds to come out of your little hiding places."
Given the fact that I'm aiming, like I told you beforehand, if you allow it, I'm shooting Hakim again straight in the chest.
Yep, and because you've been aiming, you can have a bonus die.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
don't know my value though. I don't remember it.
Well, that's not very helpful. But yeah, that's in the rules. You can have bonus die.
I'm spending 1 luck to make it an extreme.
Ooh, okay, that is an impale. Hoo hoo hoo.
Look at all the fucks I give.
What is he? Well, that's a good thing. What's he on now? Okay. So
No,
you
I'm
don't
not
have
Hakim,
to.
I mean.
Oh right. So it is maximum die plus your maximum damage bonus plus an extra die.
So my rifle is 1d8 plus 1d6 plus 1d3. So the
Okay.
max would be for 17
So hold on, it's a D8.
plus a d6 plus 3.
Is the 3 your damage bonus?
No, it's a rifle. You don't add a damage bonus to rifles.
Sorry, I keep forgetting. You're absolutely right. Yeah, so it's just, it's your maximum, 17, and then you roll an extra dice. I'm just
1d8 plus 1d6, all right. All right. So it's 17 plus, is it 1? Yes, 18 plus 6, 24, 27 total.
Okay. I mean, I'm rolling. It's probably not going to do anything, but okay. Describe how you take him out.
Well, given the fact that I was waiting for the moment to shoot, I see Françoise fleeing like an imbecile. So I just hold my breath and take my shot. Given the fact that I saw that the forehead somehow was adamant in not letting the bullet through, I'm aiming at a more soft area.
Yeah. Okay. He blows back, much to the shock of Martin, given how close he is as well to him. Because so you think maybe more, oh my god, I was almost shot as well, sort of thing, by some mystery person he hasn't seen yet. What I'll say, Perry, because you're a bit closer, you kind of see this a lot better than Pranit. But basically, in the kind of the heat of the moment, and oh my god, is Hakim dead? You see him on the floor. He's bleeding out. But then he starts changing form. His hair starts growing longer, and he starts getting a bit taller and a bit slender in build. And in about 15 or so seconds, Shafiq's remains lay upon the sand.
What the fuck?
And I think that's a good time to end tonight.
Wow.
I was not expecting it.
No, I wasn't.
Not even close.
So Hakeem was Shafiq.
He was, or she was. Yes.
Oh my god. I mean, probably he/she wasn't the one that I was supposed to kill. But then again, shit happens. So hopefully I won't be scolded by Françoise for this.
Well, the thing is, like, I made a judgment call thinking the guy on the expedition's probably the one that knows the spell, but given that was Shafiq, we probably did kill the wrong one, but it was my call, so I fucked up probably.
Well, he still might know the. He's obviously heard the spell.
At least. Yeah, might know it. I still might. I mean,
And we've always got the
I
problem.
thought Hakeem was superfluous to requirements, but plot
Actually,
twist.
Just before we end, I wouldn't mind, given now he's severely outnumbered, I wouldn't mind just giving him a roll to see if he stands down. Although, he should be sensible.
I'm still aiming at him as well over the blue car.
Ah, you are, aren't you? Yeah.
So he knows it wasn't me that shot him.
Okay. I mean, are you intending to kind of get him to come along quietly, or are you still planning to shoot him? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, if it means put a bullet in his foot or something,
Okay.
he can hop.
Make me intimidate rolls, you two.
Intimidate.
You too, me too.
Yeah, you can, because you just shot Shafiq for one thing. So.
All right.
49.
Just a sec.
I'm going to spend 4 to make that pass.
No, I fell.
Okay. Maybe it's your kind of calm demeanor, Pranit. But Perry, you're kind of more aggressive with him. And to start with, he's a little bit like, yeah, he can take you, and he sort of does his gun. But eventually, what I'll say is that you do kind of manage to overpower him.
Yeah.
So yes, Martin Winfield is now in your custody. So yeah, we'll pick that up next week.
And there's only 2 of us left. Who's going to chase after Françoise?
Well, with Françoise, it's not too much of a problem because mechanically, I didn't really want to say because it's sort of meta, but it said 1d3 rounds. She's running away, so it's not very long. So she'll probably be sort of wandering in a daze a bit near the entrance somewhere. So if you say headed back out, you see her. So I don't see any problem in you kind of picking her up and for simplicity's sake. But you still lost 5 sanity points.
What the hell was that? Yeah, it's the way this cultist gets in your head with that voodoo nonsense.
At least you're still breathing enough to complain.
Yes, well, I kept my head.
But you killed Shafiq.
We did.
Oh, that would have gone down so differently if I hadn't run away. And if he'd actually died when shot in the head.
Yep, well, flesh ward.
Cultists. God damn it.
Shafiq might have the spell written down, perhaps.
Doubt it.
Worth a
We'll
look.
worry about it next week.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it nonetheless.
Yes. Yes, I did.
I'm
As I
still
said,
kind of feeling like, kind of.
It was a bittersweet session, but I enjoyed it.
It was.
Nonetheless.
well, I mean, we've managed to keep we've managed to keep it that we've lost since the prologue. We've lost a character every chapter.
Yeah, you've done well this last one.
You know, we lost one in New York, we lost one in London, and now hopefully that was the one we've left we've lost in Egypt?
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't think so, but I'm keen on thinking it.
Hello, kitty.
I think that, like, I kind of hope, in a way, there's a little part of me that actually wants Françoise to get to the end now, because
There needs. I would like to see that in the sense that she's now the only surviving member of the original expedition.
Yeah.
I'd like, there has to be that sort of foundation, because if Françoise dies, then everyone else is just, all the other characters now are just characters that have been caught up in the wake of ours going forward.
So in that sense, she kind of grounds the story with continuity.
Yeah.
But I think, like, I mean, when did, like, Pranit joined us in London?
London.
Yeah.
Perry joined us in New York.
Perry from New York.
Perry was at the Carlisle party.
Yes, she
anyway,
was from.
So.
He was from.
Carlisle's law.
Erica.
Thanks to Shafiq, I've mixed up all your pronouns.
No, it's because I was thinking of Erica.
Yes.
Trying to get a name. But yeah, so that's continuity enough.
Yeah,
if
so
she
it's
does
not bad. Yeah.
But yeah.
And to be fair, I know that I know you've sort of been wanting to play sort of the pre-gens, maybe even the NPCs, but technically, like it says in the book that you can have like people who know or knew Jackson who are kind of brought in by the sugar daddy. So it's not like completely, separate or, split from the plot and stuff. But yes.
Well, I can't wait to see your next character.
No, I'll obviously be having a chat to you, Ronald.
Yes.
At some point.
Yes.
I have got an idea. However, it is up to you whether you want to do NPCs or choosing the pre-gens again or something. However, I wouldn't mind. You don't have to decide straight away, but I wouldn't mind knowing, just to get you in. Are you planning to kind of use Winfield to get into the pyramid straight away, or are you thinking more of resting and recuperating for a bit first and kind of keeping him captive or something? So like stepping away and going back into Cairo.
Choice. I don't know where we could keep him captive. I don't know what sort of condition Françoise will be in when we find her.
I very much want him to give us the spell right now.
Yeah, me too. There's no point in delaying anymore.
Okay.
What are we going to do? Take him away, hire a basement to put him in?
Yeah,
I mean, technically, you do have quite a big one potentially, like right next to you.
Yeah.
The desert is big enough place to beat it out of him, I suppose.
We could tie him to a rope in that grease tube, put a candle underneath it, and say, "Talk before it burns through." But yeah, anyway.
It's just to ensure that like Ronnie isn't waiting too long, basically. But again, it's up to you.
Oh, I see. In terms of us going in.
Yeah.
Well, he could be one of the people captured, seeing as I know you might have in mind who you want it to be, but it could have been somebody doing their own investigation.
Actually, the book does suggest one of them as a potential, backup character. Which, if you want,
I mean, at this point, it's really up to you and Ronnie.
Yeah.
I'm happy with Ronnie to decide, really.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if we'd be happy going into the pyramid and this for full strength either.
Well, we are at full strength in the sense of we don't know we're about to come across an extra person.
Yeah.
No, true.
Although you do know that you're not only a man down, you've lost your chief archaeologist, someone who was able to grease the palms because he was spending money faster than he could earn it. And also, the world weeps tonight. Billiard tables the globe round are in mourning that their champion has fallen.
Oh God!
Cue the music.
Didn't Egyptians, like ancient Egyptians, have not billiards, but some form of like boules or something?
I think so.
I cannot tell you. I know they played D&D because
Yes,
they
they
found
D20.
something like a D20 in one of the tombs.
Yes, they found it. We nicked it.
Well, those are found all over the former Roman Empire, actually.
That's a bit of a basic outline. Is that supposed to be a pyramid in the middle there?
Yeah, it's his below average pyramid.
That's my below average, yeah.
Oh.
The minute I saw it, I went, yes, that's the below average bit. That's bound to be that. Yes.
I mean, to be fair, Mr. This is the smallest of them. I think that's a good time to end the broadcast now. We've officially gone to rock bottom.
Too far.
That's cool.
But thank you anyway, you lot, for a fantastic game. And we'll see those who are watching next week, and maybe Fuke as well, once you've caught up with the rest of it. Bye, guys!
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye bye.